Greetings from the great state of Texas. My name is James Reeves, and I'm the founding pastor of City on the Hill Church 38 years ago in 1984, and we're located right here in Fort Worth, Texas. And I have been invited to come be with you this year at the Come to the Table Conference, March the 23rd through the 25th. And I'm going to be speaking twice at the conference. On Thursday night, specifically, I'm going to be speaking to a women's audience only, and we're going to be talking about the plague of the sexual abuse of women. You see, my church for the last 3 decades has been ministering to survivors of sexual abuse. And so a couple of years ago, as a result of all of those years of ministry doing that kind of work in the local church, I produced and directed a video series called the Fearless Series for Women. And the Fearless Series for Women is a tool that is designed specifically to allow Christian women in their local church to get together and begin this conversation about sexual abuse. We understand that a minimum of 1 in 3 women will experience some form of sexual abuse by the time she's 18 years old. And so many of those women never tell anyone or ever get any help, hope, and healing for that abuse. They tell us that the average age this happens is 9. So that's about 3rd grade. So from between 1 and 18, a minimum of 1 in 3 women that are probably sitting in your local church on Sunday morning have had this experience. So what we're going to do on Thursday night, ladies, I'm really excited about it. I've done this in churches all over the country, is I'm going to show you the first video in the series about the prevalence of sexual abuse. And you're going to get to hear from survivors, Christian survivors, but women also who are now in the work helping other women to talk about how prevalent is this really in our nation. And then you're going to have the opportunity to anonymously ask questions, and I will address those questions. Now, I know you're asking the question in your own mind, what is it? Why is a man producing a series on the sexual abuse of women? Well, I'm going to answer that night because there is a very specific answer to that. But I'm also really excited to tell you that I am in the process of finishing up the production and direction of the Fearless Series for Men. Because the truth of the matter is, the numbers of men who are sexually abused as boys is almost probably about the same as it is for women. And as difficult as it is for a woman to talk about the sexual abuse she's experienced, it's that much more difficult for a man. And so I decided to produce the Fearless Series for Men. And I'm so excited to announce that I have the involvement of Max Lucado himself in this series. Most people don't know it, but Max is a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. He was sexually molested by a man when he was 12 years old. He's not talked about that publicly very much in his lifetime. But Max sat before the camera to tell that story and to talk about the impact that has had on his life. I also am honored to have the involvement of Focus on the Family on this project. Last May, Focus on the Family invited me to go out to Colorado Springs to speak to their counseling group and to also a group of Christian counselors in the Colorado Springs area about how the local church can minister to survivors of sexual abuse. And after I spoke to the counselors, then Jeremy Keaton, who is the director of counseling for Focus on the Family worldwide, sat in front of the camera and interviewed for the Fearless Series for Men. And we will at least have the trailer ready by the time I come out there in March to be able to show a 2.5-minute trailer for you. And if God is willing, we will be able to have the project completely finished. So I'm excited about the Thursday night meeting. And then at some time during the conference on Friday or Saturday, I'm going to be speaking to you about the 3-legged stool of help, hope, and healing, and how the process of healing takes place, and the 3 levels through which it must travel to get to the very root of the issue. And that, of course, is for both men and women. So I'm so thankful for Tom inviting me to come. I've had the privilege of being with Tom in his Come to the Table men's retreat for the last 2 years and speaking at that. And I cannot wait to be with you March 23 through 25. So I hope that you will be there, and we're going to have a great time. God bless you.